This is a Blackmagic camera ProDock for the iPhone 17 Pro. Welcome from IBC 2025. I'm here at the Blackmagic design booth with Craig, and we talked before, so I'm still gonna ask you, how are you?
I'm doing really well, yeah. Good start to the show.
So we did another video on ProRes RAW integration with Blackmagic products. I think software and hardware, and also basically Blackmagic RAW integration with Sony cameras. And now we're going to talk specifically about the Blackmagic camera ProDock for iPhone 17 Pro. So tell me what we have here.
Okay, yeah, so everyone will have seen the announcement this week from Apple. They did a technology announcement for the new iPhone 17 range. They are pioneering and driving their technologies for more video use for pro and cinema applications. But the limitation being naturally with that device is you only have a USB output on it itself. They can pioneer the lenses, they built in new hardware technologies, they're driving the use of 4K and ProRes RAW. What we've developed alongside Apple for them is an external device that can be attached to the iPhone camera systems, but then gives you some more pro connectivity. So you can offboard or work with their technologies and then integrate that into a cinematic pipeline. So for example, with the ProDock, you can build this into a rig around iPhones, and we've seen a lot of iPhone systems used for mobile journalism, for independent film, and up into features. Again, 28 years later, was famously shot with iPhone technologies. And what the box allows you to do is you first of all have power, so you're not reliant on the internal battery of that camera, which can be a limitation within itself, so now you've got a more sustainable recording platform. We have some outputs in terms of USB-C, so you've got some external options, again expanding over that small form factor of a phone and what that would limit you to. There's some control interface, so you can bring in third-party accessories. We have an HDMI output, really important, so now you can monitor away from the back of the phone. You can even feed that to a video village if you wanted to, or take that and distribute it around set. Then we have some really important pro connectors like a genlock and a timecode. So we can actually then start to sync cameras. So if you're in a multi-camera environment with more than one phone, you can then bring those in as well, and there's an audio in and out across it. So it's a little comprehensive set of tools that means that the small form factor of the phone can be used where that's useful. It's small, it's light. You can add this to the gimbals or whatever accessories you need, and then have these pro connectors and power off the box as well.
So if I use this with an iPhone 17 Pro, do I have to use the Blackmagic camera app, or will all those connectors also be available for other apps?
So it'll be available through the Blackmagic camera app soon. So once as the camera is out, we'll have an update on it, and then supported with the Apple video software of their own as well. So you get the choice between the two.
Okay. Is there any limitation, like, because it's a lot of connectors, they all go through that one USB-C cable, of course they have to. If I connected all of them at the same time, would there be any limit, like bandwidth limitation? You know, like I have an HDMI out and I, at the same time, maybe record on an external SSD, and maybe I even have audio going in and coming out. I don't know. Is there any limitation around that?
No, we built the box to try and avoid those limitations, which is what you have on the camera with just a single USB-C. So we've worked with audio packages, for example, that might have a small microphone input to the camera. We try to broaden that out. So you can have your HDMI output, you can have your external storage, you can genlock your cameras, you can have your audio input and output as well. And the dock itself, with the hardware built in, will handle that bandwidth, and then single connection into the camera as the footprint of what it has as its own input port.
Very cool. So tell me about the power 12 volt DC in. So basically that's just to power the phone if I have a lot of stuff connected?
And the dock itself. So we're drawing some side power, so we've got some functions in it. If you're plugging in USB drives, we're going to need to power out to those drives as well. So some of the power distribution is for the dock, as well as being able to power through to the camera.
So what am I able to use if I'm not using external power?
In terms of the camera?
In terms of connections, like if I just connect it to the phone, I don't use DC power, am I able to use some of the connectors?
No, you'll need the external power for the ProDock to then have those capabilities. You would technically possibly draw power down from the iPhone 17, but you would rapidly deplete that internal battery if you were doing that by plugging in these devices. So you would need a power solution connected.
Okay. Great. HDMI out. What is that? A HDMI 2.1? Can I get? What resolution can I get from that?
So it'll be a 1080i output in terms of resolution and support across it. Really just designed as a confidence view, whether that's framing, whether that's just on-set or video village.
And the audio in, so I can just connect any 3.5 millimeter mini jack microphone directly, or I could even probably use this to go through to an XLR external thing, right? And then just connect the XLR through that.
Yeah, just a simple audio option built in. There's already audio packs out there that give you those Pro connections. Rode makes some ones that we've used previously with some of the setups. But this just gives you that basic kind of audio jack input if you want. Naturally, in certain cine environments, you may be recording off-board anyway, so this could be scratch audio or something you just want to tag in and work with on the media that's been recorded out through the ProDock itself.
And the genlock, of course, I mean, this opens up timecode. I mean, I don't have to use a second iPhone 17 Pro. I mean, the iPhone could be a B camera, uses this for genlock and timecode, and then I use normal cameras, Blackmagic cameras, for example, with airtime. So I'm not limited to using this with other ProDocks. I can use it with any camera, right? The genlock and timecode, obviously.
Yeah, it's a sync pulse. So we have a sync pulse generator as one of our mini converters. You could have that as the host for the actual genlock itself, and then distribute that around so you can have multi-camera sync on set, regardless of what the camera options are.
Very cool. In terms of mounting points, so I have mounting points on top and bottom. That's important. You don't really make a cage to put that together with the phone, right?
No, we haven't made one. There's a lot of options out there already. We're showing items from like Small Rig and a couple of other guys here. So it will just sit between those, maybe your mounting plate on a gimbal or a tripod or whatever it is, with the cage on top. Try and keep it nice and light as well. So we don't manufacture a lot of product like that. We do some accessories for cameras, but seeing as there's already a lot of them out there, and if you already, I mean, we see a lot of rigs like this being used in mobile journalism. You just need to place the ProDock between the two if you want to start using this as...
And sandwich it in between, yeah. All right, pricing, availability?
So should be shipping shortly. We'll be selling these predominantly initially through Apple themselves, and then we'll bring that to our own reseller channel. So if you take a look at your local Apple store, they'll be putting up orders. This will ship with the iPhone 17, which is due to come out next week. And then as we spoke about, there'll be an update to the Blackmagic camera app as well for the new iOS, and that'll follow. So once the camera from Apple, once the phone from Apple arrives, all the accessories from Blackmagic will be available too.
And it's $299?
255 euros.
Thank you, Craig, and have a good rest of the show. And thanks everybody for watching. Stay tuned to CineD for a lot more from IBC 2025, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thanks.